This week on the Austin Healey channel, rust, rust, and more rust. So last week I replaced this corner, but on the passenger side. This week I've done it on the driver's side. So the boot floor is very rusty. I didn't sandblast it all the way. There's lots of holes here, down here. These support arms aren't in the best shape, and on the other side as well. So, and this is all bent up. This could be straightened, but I thought this was probably weak enough that it would be a good idea to go ahead and replace it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to start cutting it out. I have it back on the rotisserie, and I have a jack under this to just help support this side while I'm, cutting into this. So let's get going. It's new tool day in the shop. This is something I've wanted for a while, and since it's turning fall or autumn, it's they're cheaper at the hardware store. It's most people call it a leaf blower, but I use it to dust the shop. Sandblasting in the shop creates a lot of dust, and it gets everywhere. Even with the best ventilation, I have that big fan over there blowing the dust out, but there's still a layer of grit. Excuse me. It gets all over, including in my throat. So I bought this to just dust the shop. You basically just blow the air all over the place and let the fan suck it out. You can do this with compressed air, but it's slower. The compressed air has more pressure, but it doesn't have the volume. This really pushes out the volume, and it's a lot cheaper to run than an air compressor. So that's my new tool for the week. This has been one of those weeks that is difficult. I started off with the simple goal of replacing the boot floor. Replacing the boot floor led into a domino effect of cutting out rusty bits, and then slowly I've been building them back up. This is typical. It's one of the reasons why these projects never get finished, why people lose hope and motivation. It's just the snowball effect. So I think the important thing to do is take it one step at a time. While you're working in the boot, don't think about what you have to do up under the driver's feet, because that's for a whole nother day. Just focus on one thing at a time. I used to work with this girl in the prop shop in the theater, and she was brilliant because she was I used to describe it as she could stand in a junkyard and polish a tin can. She could be in the midst of chaos and focus on one little tiny thing, and that's really the sort of mentality you need to proceed in these kind of projects. There's so much to do. If you look at the big picture, it gets daunting and you're not going to proceed. But if you can focus on one small thing and get it done, then you can move to the next one and get it done, and slowly over time you see progress. At least that's what I keep telling myself. So let me give you a tour of the boot. The floor is just clamped in place right now. I haven't started welding it. I was just checking the fitment before I put everything else in. So you saw me cut it out. After that, I stopped filming because it was really just a bunch of cut and fit and paste, a lot of different things. I've replaced this entire strut here. On the other side over here, I've just patched in the bottom half, which I've made from scratch. I've also around both sides here and there. This whole area was bad, so this side's done. This side still needs work. I've had to replace this entire bottom here and on that side, and it doesn't look like a lot of work, but it's been very slow, tedious process trying to get everything lined up correctly. So it's taken a long time.
If you want to come along on the ride as we complete this project, click the subscribe button. If you want YouTube to tell you every time there's a new video, click the alarm bell. Thanks for watching, and your support is very much appreciated.